Coming up on Mountain News this morning, a Kentucky city continues to grieve after a tragic shooting takes a young boy's life. And an Eastern Kentucky teacher and her students work on a project about the power words can have.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning to you. I'm Dakota Makris. It's 5:33 here. Thanks for waking up with us. Let me tell you, I just had a really good carrot cake, and it was so good. I just wanted to, it was on my mind how to say it. Let's take it over to Brandon, who did not have a carrot cake. Brandon, I just have to share, you know.
Where did that come from?
Well, I just could still think about it, so it was really good. So it was on the top of my mind, so I said it.
He raided our break room during sports. That's where he got it.
It was so good.
Yeah, so there you go. All right, let's get into the forecast this morning, where we are seeing clearing skies, not completely clear just yet, but clearing skies up on top of Buffalo Mountain this morning on that camera at our transmitter side, and you'll see the towers off in the distance there. 43 up there, also 43 in Hazard, 40 on top of Pine Mountain, 44 Jackson and Pikeville, 42 Prestonsburg, and 43 in Logan. Everybody else is in the 30s and 20s this morning, with Monticello the cold spot at 25. Planning for today: sunrise 7:28, sunset 6:07. So getting a little earlier and later each day, so that time expanding there, and we'll see conditions looking pretty good there, close to 50 by early this afternoon. Dakota?
All right, Brandon. Thank you so much. Search and rescue teams hit Troublesome Creek again Wednesday, looking for a woman who went missing nearly 6 weeks ago. Now, her father's remains were found in mid-January. Our Zach Hawk joined the search and has an update.
By car, boat, and on foot, crews continue to search for Misty D. Williams of Perry County, who went missing January 1st. Emergency Management Director Jerry Stacy says the wintry start to the year is not helping.
We've been out a lot in this search, but there's been a lot of days that we would like to search that we couldn't because of the weather.
The search continued Wednesday, employing many of the methods that have been used the past month.
We went from just walking creek banks to floating water and looking visually. Also, we've had drones up in different times in different areas.
Hazard Fire Captain Jamie Ferris was glad to have an expert assisting their efforts.
We had Kentucky Search Dog Association with us. They was on the first boat. So we're watching that dog to see if it gets any hits. Also in the back boat, we've got 3 personnel.
Despite not finding success yet, these search crews made up of volunteer firefighters and hazard firefighters are holding out hope they can bring some sort of closure to the family.
The weather has been a hindrance, but you know, our guys, you know, pull their boots on and go at it every day and work hard every time that we're out here, and very proud of them.
Stacy says a previous Perry County missing person was not found until more than a year later, 300 miles away. And while he hopes that is not the case this time, says bringing any comfort to the family is the ultimate goal. In Perry County, Zach Hawk, WYMT Mountain News.
Well, crews tell us that they will continue to search as best they can until they have exhausted all options. Well, the search continues for a man in Floyd County after a school was placed on lockdown for a couple of hours Wednesday morning. South Floyd Elementary Administration reported to police that a man was on campus in his car with a weapon. Police said all students and staff were safe inside the school, and also say no students or staff were involved or were ever in danger. Deputies are still looking for a man wearing a blue and white UK jacket and black pants. Well, many people in Lexington are still reeling after the weekend shooting death of a 10-year-old boy. Landon Hayes died Sunday. Police said he was the victim of a murder-suicide involving his mother's boyfriend. In response to his death and other recent tragedies, the city's One Lexington initiative opened the center Wednesday night for anyone in the community who needs grief counseling. Lindsay Camper works for Bluegrass Care Navigators. She and others help students, teachers, and staff in Fayette County Public Schools after situations like this one.
Children are more likely to experience feelings of guilt or to blame themselves for the cause of the death when they're not given the truth regarding the cause or the reason for the loss.
Officials say the Lexington Police Department's peer support officers get special training to provide emotional first aid. Now, they say following an incident like one Sunday, officers are taken back to headquarters for a check on their mental health. Well, more than 100 students in one Eastern Kentucky school district learned how to handle the stresses of life with skills and other techniques outside of the classroom yesterday. We talked with students and school staff involved in teaching others how to deal with those stresses. Gifted students with Harlan County Public Schools spent their Wednesday morning learning more about how to handle different types of stress they encounter in day-to-day life.
The precursor to today's is we went to see the movie Encanto, and in the movie, all of the members of the family got gifted.
Gifted students in grades 5th through 8th joined a small group of gifted 4th graders to sit in on discussions about coping with anxiety and depression. With other talks focusing on recognizing and handling difficult situations, what they all have in common, they were brought to life with these specific students in mind.
Based on what they said in the needs assessment, we developed sessions that targeted what their most greatest need of support was.
Organizers say gifted students can often face more hurdles when handling social and emotional issues, adding that stressors like adjusting to different ways of learning during a pandemic were piled on top of the extra situations many gifted students already face, making sure students know they can reach out if they need a helping hand.
That they sometimes don't have the knowledge, the ability, the skills to handle.
One gifted 8th grader, who is also a math whiz and a future pediatrician, shares her experience with the workshops.
I'm learning that we can find ways to deal with anxiety and that we can think, talk, and breathe, and we can contact people about it.
At the end of the day, hoping they all feel more confident to handle these pressures in the future.
I want them to be able to identify whether they are in a good place mentally, and I want them to know some strategies to bring them into a good place if they're not.
Watching their students learn and grow. Well, we are told a representative from Southeast South Central Cooperative will stop by the high school today to do a Toyota leadership seminar for gifted students there. Well, Laditra Morgan is an English teacher at Mountain View Elementary in Leslie County, teaching her 7th and 8th graders the effects their words can have on each other. What started as an assignment of writing words that hurt them in the past turned into writing words that have healed them. Now, Morgan decided the kids needed to read what each other were going through. And that's when the classes wrote the book Words That Hurt and Words That Heal by anonymously sharing their stories.
So I passed out what the kids had written, typed up, and it was all anonymous. And so I was like, read this, read what your classmates wrote, and then draw something to go along with the words. And that's how I really got them engaged.
Well, the classes wrote and illustrated the entire book, bringing them closer together. Morgan says she noticed a change in them for the better and a lack of bullying in the classroom. One Johnson County boy is waiting for a homecoming after nearly 3 months of hospitalizations in Cincinnati. After a recent COVID diagnosis, respiratory issues, and bowel concerns, 6-year-old Colton Ramey is looking at more time at Cincinnati Children's Hospital. So community members are stepping up to help with an online fundraiser, which Colton's mom, Heather O'Brien, is thankful for.
I stress about, how am I going to get this done? I try getting a job while I'm up here to try to help, where I can pay bills at home, and no one's going to hire someone just for temporary work. So I worry about that.
Well, O'Brien says the fundraiser organized by a family friend is already such a blessing to her and Colton, and she is in awe of the community support they have received. Well, just ahead this morning, a famous rock band prepares to perform a unique kind of concert during Super Bowl Sunday. Well, that's next.
Well, the forecast is nice for now. Big changes could be in store as we head towards Super Bowl weekend. I'll break them down for you in about 3 minutes.